What's going on? Wombats, you're the first one in. Man, talk about a week this week. I got one guy testing for the next 3 days. So I got one guy testing, then a second guy testing, and then a third guy testing. All of them on different days. Because it just works out like that. Sometimes it just happens like that. And then my fourth guy, unfortunately, my fourth guy had a family thing going on, so he had to leave. And it just shows you that, like, what I learned from him, because like I can learn from anyone, but what I really learned from him on a serious note is, like, man, whenever you never know when you're going to lose your family member, like, make sure you go and spend some time with them, and call them and talk to them, because you never know whenever they're going to leave this world. So it's he has a go take care of it. I'm glad he went. Like, I told him whenever he was telling me about it last night, I said, "Hey, bro, leave, go take care of that, and then come back. And if it's not a long time, then you come right back, and we get back to work. Like, you can get a CDL anytime. You don't have to get your CDL today. So, it is what it is, but." We're like, I'm hoping the best for him, like keeping him and his family is in the thoughts and prayers, and you know he'll be back soon. He was good. He was becoming real good. He was driving real good. He had a good drive day yesterday, but he had to take off today. So, he went home, take care of business. What's going on, Michael? What's up? Future flatbedder coming in right here. Hey, we got to get Tennessee flatbed to start making flatbed videos. Hey, he's a pretty good instructor. He's a real good one. So, like, maybe if you start leaving comments on my page, I can start showing them every morning. I can be like, "Hey, look at all these people that are leaving comments saying, "Hey, start your own channel. You need to come in here Thursday nights, 7 p.m. I'm hoping that I can get him back on here on Thursday night. I'm sure if I ask him, he wouldn't mind coming and doing another live with me. But that way you can write down a whole bunch of flatbed questions and you can pick his brain. Whatever you think you need to ask, go ahead and ask. I'm taking like 3 weeks off. I'm going to forget how to drive when I come back. Be careful with that, Wombats, because I had a student that took a long time like that off. He took, I think he took 2.5 weeks off. Whenever he came back, he backed underneath the trailer, and he said that he just turned it like he was in a car, and he pushed 3 trailers together at a Walmart. So he kind of got in some trouble over that. So, just try to shut that car driving off when you come back. That way you're not accidentally pushing some trailers together at a Walmart. But you definitely enjoy your time off, man. Don't think about work. 3 weeks off, that's a long time to be off. So, you must be leased and you must have some bank saved up before you do that. And Michael says he loves flatbed. Said it's work, and it is work. It is work. Like, I don't know if I would like folding. Like, I don't like folding sheets or blankets or stuff like that. Rolling up, like, I don't know if I would be good at flatbed, because I would be like, I gotta refold that tarp. It's not nice enough, or the ends, it's not even, or it rolled up crooked, or something like that. I'd be like, oh, it's just killing me. Mendoza. I have a Class B license. I drive a concrete mixer. Do I still have to do the general knowledge test again? I'm pretty sure that you do, because when you got when you took the general knowledge last time, I'm pretty sure it was for the Class B. That is a great question for a recruiter. Um, you know, like, I have a good recruiter. Look in the description and get that my recruiter's phone number. She's super nice too. So she's real nice. I like her. I have nothing bad to say about her. And my guys that have dealt with her, I have not heard anything bad about her. Jeff says I'm off tomorrow, and I have managed to get info from my references. Going to apply to Prime. Hey, don't forget to use my driver code if it helps you out. If I helped you out, influence. Nah, you use whoever you know at Prime. Like if you know somebody at Prime, use their driver code. Wombat says, "Yeah, I hear you. Good tip because a lot of people doesn't register what they are doing when they come back out. Yeah, wombats, you be kicking your feet up, drinking out of a coconut with a little palm tree, or not palm tree, with a little paper umbrella in it. You can get back on the truck and you're gonna be like, man, where did I put my umbrella? Boom! You gotta forget about your umbrella drink you had the other day. You gotta get your head back in that trucking world. Like you put your game face on when you come back out. Gonna sign up with Prime at the end of the year. That's good. Make sure that you do a lot of research on all the companies, and like one thing that I'll tell you right now is like home time. Like you think some people think that you're gonna go home like every week, and that's not true. This is over the road company right here, so you're gonna be over the road. You're gonna run freight. You're gonna be out a month at a time. You might come home every month for 4 days. You might come home every other month. So one of the big things I'll tell you about is home time. Make sure that you, yeah, I don't know if you're married or have a family or whatnot, but definitely explain to them, hey, look, this job is going to include me being out for a while. Definitely, I'm going to be out for a while, and I'm going to, I'm not going to be able to come home like on a drop of a dime. Like it's going to take me a while to get home, depending on where I'm at, if something does pop up. So make sure that they know that, it's real good to have a supportive wife. If your wife is really supportive in this and she's going to like, hey, I understand you're doing this for the family, you know, I want you to succeed. Like she's going to be able to push you. She's going to be your rock. So those days you're doubting yourself, you have somebody that's like, I know that you're going to do this. I know that you're going to be good at it, man. Hang in there. Sometimes you need that, especially whenever you do those long months or those months and a half where you're just like, what did I get myself into? I just want to go home. I miss my family. It's kind of good to know that like your wife is backing you or your spouse, and they like have your back and they strongly are like pushing you and holding you up to succeed. It's awesome. Like I'm glad my wife was there for me and she like helped me through this because it was a road. It was a journey. Sometimes I was like, man, I don't know if I was made for this. But I never told her that because she was like, hey, keep it up, man. You're doing great. So, I kept my head up and, I pushed through it. Gonna use your link. How about those Texans and their solid draft? Oh, you're a Texans fan. See, I was wearing my Dallas Cowboys hat today. I don't have it on no more, but I was wearing my Dallas Cowboy hat. But I love Texas. Everybody from Texas. And the Texans baseball team, the Texas Rangers, man. Wombat says, I've been over the road for 3 years. This 2 to 3 weeks I'm taking off is the longest I ever have taken. And to be honest, 3 weeks is almost the combined amount I've taken off since I started the over the road. Is no joke. Yeah, see, 3 weeks is a while off. And like you said, like a lot of people think that you get like the thing around here is people think that you're going to go home every week. It's not true. Make sure you pay attention. What's going on? Let's go trucking with Jake. Whoop whoop. Give Mister a shout when you get time. Got some updates for you. I am back driving. Wow. Interesting. See, I was thinking, you know what? It's crazy that you jumped in here because I was thinking about calling you today. I was doing a load and I was all like, man, I wonder what he's up to. I said, I really need to get a hold of him pretty soon because, like, I need to find out, like, if you, like, I was giving you some time to get settled in and get your stuff set up and, see how things were working before I start bombarded you with a bunch of questions about stuff. But it's good seeing you in here, and maybe after the live, I can call you if you're still going to be awake. When do we get to meet Mrs. Twisted? I don't know. She doesn't. She's been in here before. She's came in here before a long, long time ago. Paper Chase Truckers. What's up, Twisted Big D? Paper Chase is here. He didn't tell me he was here. I just happened to be inside the. I was inside the plaza today and I heard his name and I said, whoa. I started looking around for him and he was going in the TWIC office. So I said, I'm going to hang out right here for a little while and he's going to come out and I'm going to get to see him because I haven't seen him. And it blows my mind because it feels like yesterday he was on my truck and we were out there doing loads and learning how to back. And, I'm pretty tough. And it feels like yesterday he was out there. It feels like yesterday he took his test. And he's all like, nah, man, we took some time off, man, and I got it finished. Like, I'm done with TNT. I'm here for an upgrade. And, it's good seeing that. Like, I like it when my students come back and they upgrade because it feels good to see that they're still here. And I'm hoping I didn't get to ask him, but I'm hoping that his wife, it's either his wife or his fiance. I think it's his wife. I think his wife's going to team with him. So I'm hoping that she's about ready to come out here. And hopefully he'll take her and do the TNT and they'll run and make a lot of money. Mendoza says, I hit a parked car in my ready mix truck. Would that affect the chances getting into prime? I don't know. It is an accident. It is an accident. It depends how long ago, probably, and you would have to get with a recruiter for sure. So, like a lot of the hiring questions, I'm going to tell you, like a lot of questions, like I failed a drug test back in '96, or I got tickets back in 2003, stuff like that. I don't really know. Like that's a recruiter question. Trucking Junior. Hey, Twisted Big D, what's new? Oh man, dude, I'm busy this week. Three people testing all on different days. The next 3 days, all test days. Wombat says, yeah, they make it seem like you can go home each week, especially if you go lease. Sure you can, but you won't make any money. And the one that burns out are usually the ones who go home weekly. Yeah, and that's right. Like, especially lease, man. Is I bet like I don't understand lease. Like when you go home for a week, you have to pay your truck payment still. So like there's no way if I was lease, I would go home a whole week. So if I was lease, I would run that truck that week, make sure I get enough revenue on there to pay that truck payment. Then I would go home for the rest of that week and I would be out by the first day of the next pay period to run and make some money. Paying a truck payment so I can take time off, like, I'm going to be honest with you, that sounds like it sucks. I know what people will say is let the truck go in the hole and then you'll get better loads coming out of home time and they'll get that truck back into the positive, real quick. Prime's good about it, but still going into the hole, it just sounds like it sucks, man. Like your first few loads are going to pay the week before's what you owed. And then your new week, you're going to have to make up that truck payment too. Like it just sounds not good to me. I mean, the good thing is you can take a cash advance if you needed to help you with your bills. But from what everybody says, taking a cash advance is like really, really bad because you're borrowing your money before you get it. So your check is going to be less and then you're going to need to borrow next month. Just my opinion, just what I notice. I'm not lease, so I can't really tell you 100% how it's done or have the, you know, I know some things about lease and I know that some of the stuff I'm like, man, that sucks. Paper Chase, he says he's getting it done. Yeah, you got it done. You rolled those miles out, man. You were doing great. Paper Chase says my wife is ready to apply so we can keep the ball rolling. So definitely your wife is still planning to come out. I hope that you're going to pick her up when you get your truck and take her on the road for you a little while so she can see what truck life is like. So I hope that you do that. That way she gets an idea of what trucking is, how it is to live in a truck, you know, all the good trucker stuff, what it looks like in a truck stop, how nasty a truck stop is, stuff like that. She might have to think twice about it once she sees that. Rob Dean says, is there still a hiring freeze to come to Prime and get your CDL? No, there's never really been a hiring freeze. They just had a really big slowdown is what they did. They cut the classes and they put you like on a waiting list. So there was like more of a waiting list than a hiring freeze. So, but I see the class sizes are big right now. We have people coming in. The test schedules are getting filled again. Evidently they are because I got 3 guys testing each on different days. It happens. But it's starting to pick up again. And summertime usually is pretty busy too because a lot of people come during the summer because they figure that they'll get or early spring, early summer, and they figure that they'll do most of their TNT during the summer whenever it's nice and they can get more comfortable before winter time. Though this time of the year is where I usually get my guys that are kind of timid and kind of scared of the truck, and they are some difficult students. And I always preach, hey, the hardest part of this is getting on that bus and coming here. Like, you should not be scared of the truck no more or the trailer. And I understand that people get nervous. Like, they're nervous. They've never done this before. You're taking them on their first drive in a semi truck and everything. Like, I understand that you're a little nervous, but like, you got to push yourself. You got to have the want to do this too. Like, whenever I tell my student, hey, get in the truck, start doing straight line back. Just keep doing it till I stop you, because then it looks like you want it. If every time you back out of there and you're like, am I done yet? Like, I don't feel like you want it. Like, stay in the truck. Be like, I'm going to do it again. I'm doing it again. Yeah, that's the guy I want, because I don't have to tell him to go again. He's just going to pull up there and do it again because he wants that experience. He wants to learn. Like, it's a good sign. So remember, whenever you get a trainer out there and you start your backing, don't wait for them to tell you to do it again. Be like point that you're going to do it again. And they're going to, if they want you to stop, they will stop you. They want you to keep doing it, they ain't going to say nothing. It might look like I ain't even paying attention. I might be like this. The truck might be over there and I might be like this. Because I really don't want, maybe I think that you're nervous because I'm watching you. Maybe I just want to see what you'll do. Like, do the maneuver. Show me what you got. Paper Chase says, we plan to save money in our e-fund to cover truck payments when we decide to take off. And a lot of people do that, but I think if it's an emergency fund, an e-fund, it stands for emergency fund. I think if it's an emergency fund, it's good to save that money for an emergency, because you never know what will happen. And Paper Chase, make sure that you're the one that does her TNT. So you'll be able to do her TNT because it's a spouse. So as soon as she comes out here, you're going to be the one that does her TNT. So hopefully she gets a great PSD instructor that teaches her everything. that she needs to know. And then when you come in, you'll be able to teach her how you want your truck ran. And trust me, it's going to be hard training a spouse, but TNT is a little bit easier than teaching PSD. Uh, Whenever it comes to backing and stuff, or let me say, whenever it comes to TNT training versus being an instructor, it's a little bit easier to be a TNT trainer for that part. But TNT training is rough. You're not getting good sleep. You're like always up. So I'm gonna tell you right now, TNT training sounds to me is harder because the lack of sleep is my opinion. She will ride for a month and then I will drop her off for PSD. If she's still interested, I'm curious if she will be able to sleep in a moving truck. LOL. She'll be able to sleep in a truck that she trusts moving. Michael says time off is with lease is dependent on what you have in your e-fund. I don't plan to ever be negative. So another person says use your e-fund. Mendoza says, when I call the recruiter, I will let me know if I'm qualified to work for Prime before they send me to their CDL class. They will. Be honest with them, too. I don't want a ticket, go all the way there, and then tell me to turn around and go home. Yes, definitely explain to them about the ticket. Tell them everything that happened. So, local driver Dan in the house. Oh, no hippie. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much have been stuck here straight for a long time. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I've been in Springfield for a while. Like, I did take offer with one student for that whole week, but I have been here in Springfield because the number of students have been so high. And I am feeling strange about them telling us that they're gonna make us regional drivers and put us on a regional account because then like it just feels like I'm getting like cuffed to Springfield. Like I'm I feel like if they do that, I'm never going to see California again, eat the good California food. I feel like I'm not going to go see the Pittston terminal. It feels like I'm going to be trapped. Just kind of how it feels. Uh, Bearded Trucker 302 says, "Yo, God being, I think he meant good being in the lightweight sucks. Can't wait till the end of the month to be a trainer again. Yeah, lightweights are horrible." Hey, there's Tennessee Flatbedder. We were talking about you earlier. I had a guy coming in for flatbed, and I was all like, "Hey, maybe Tennessee Flatbedder will be in here Thursday, and we can get him to answer some of your questions." And I said, "Y'all put comments on my videos so I can show him in the morning when he's sitting in my truck that, hey, look, these guys are begging you to make a channel." uh. No hippie says I'm bleeding money between my two trucks right now, but the E fund is correct. Yeah, Lyle, or oops. Yeah, no hippie. Like it sounds stressful, man. Every time I think about having multiple trucks and running like multiple trucks like that, like I would be stressed out because I'd be too paranoid that somebody was gonna quit in my truck and then I was gonna have to find a new driver. What if I can't find a new driver for my truck? Like there's a lot of stress there. I think that you got a great driver, it sounds like, for your truck. And I don't think you have to worry about that. But you're just going through a rough time right now, man. Don't worry. It's gonna get better. Next thing you know, you're gonna have probably next year, you're gonna have 4 trucks out. Then the next year, you're gonna have 6 trucks, and you're just gonna have a bunch of trucks out. And then you're gonna just hang out, or I don't know, whatever your plans are. I'm giving my driver some fat bonuses. Um, I like the idea of being on the road during PSD. Definitely helped a lot when I went to Pittston, to Georgia, and up to New Hampshire. Oh, good. Good. Your trainer took you over the road. Yeah. And I think that there's a lot of benefits in taking a student over the road and running freight with them. I really do. So like this regional stuff will be beneficial. I believe that it's going to be more running freight, staying overnight in the truck stop, stuff like that, and maybe get me away from some of these tire loads because don't get me wrong, I do the tire loads, like I help out and I do help, but those tire loads, there's something else. I'm telling you, like some of the places I've been in these tire loads, and like some of the places you're all like, how did somebody get this trailer in here? Like I remember I walked up to the doors of this one place. I went back there and I was all like, how am I gonna get the trailer out of here? Can I go through this bay? And I was like, and then the guy, as I'm walking up, I like have my head off, my hat off, have my hat off. I'm scratching my head like, how the heck did they do this? There's tires everywhere. It's a mess. And the guy's all like, don't walk over here scratching your head. He goes, you're gonna have to figure it out. I said, man, I'm figuring it out. But the thing is, I need to drive through this bay right here. Are y'all cool with that? Or are y'all using it? Can I do that? They're all like, yeah, we don't have a problem with that. We don't have a problem at all. So I got to pull the trailer out, do this big U-turn with little room. It was a U-turn, but it was with little room. It wasn't that big of a U-turn, and I had to go through the bays, come and drop that trailer out. Well, actually, I dropped the trailer in the bay, went around the fence, grabbed mine, blindsided it. I had a blindside like jackknife it to get it into this dock, and I had my student out there. I was like, man, just tell me if I'm gonna hit something, ball. It was rough, and I got it in there. I had to pull up like 4 or 5 times, but I finally got it in there, and I didn't hit nothing, so it was safe. But man, sometimes those tire loads are something else. There he is. There's Jeff. That's who I was talking about. No Hippie says, my driver is a beast. She is fearless. I'm not trying to be a fleet owner. You are a fleet owner, bro. Like it or not, you got 2 trucks out there. And Mo Transportation. I got to meet Mo. Let me see what he says first. Still here waiting on a truck. They offered me a 2019 and a 2020 with 400K plus miles on them. I said I will wait. Yeah, right now you might be one of your best bets to take one of those. It's a short lease, but hey, you do a short lease and then you pick up your next one. Maybe there will be more trucks coming in. And I met Mo. It was awesome. I met Mo. He pulled out the camera. Let's do a video real quick. And like I was all like, cool. Like I wanted to meet him. He seems like a great guy. Make sure y'all subscribe to his channel. He's putting out good information. It looks good. He's positive. Like, I mean, it's good. Tennessee Flatbetter. What's going on, Peg Leg? Paper J says, hey, what's up, Mo? I saved some money so I can wait for the truck I want as well. 2 trucks is not a fleet. How many trucks does it have to be a fleet? That's the question. Because if one truck is just one truck, 2 trucks, I think that constitutes as a fleet in my book. And then your 3rd truck, once it gets here. You can order a new truck soon after you lease, is what they have. Yeah, and that's true too, because if you take a short lease, no hippie might know this answer, but if you take a short lease, I think after 6 months of lease, I think, don't quote me on this, I'm hoping no hippie helps me here, But I think after six months of a lease, you can order your own truck if they're doing orders right now. But you can order your own truck with the upgrades that you want on it and pay for your upgrades. And then, I think that's a pretty good plan. At the present moment, with the shortage of trucks and stuff, I think that would be probably a pretty good option for you. I'm here in Salt Lake City doing my trainer training again. What? No Hippie's gonna start training again? They had a nice black Peterbilt 579, but it had a lot of miles. I will wait. No Hippie says you can order one 6 months after any lease, new or old. So there you go. So you might take one of those trucks and lease it for 6 months, or just complete the lease on it, whatever's left on it, a year, and then guess what? You can order a truck. I mean, to me, that sounds like the thing to do, especially if it's only 1 year. I mean, your contract's for 1 year. Just knock out that 1 year lease and get yourself some banks set up. See if you really love trucking and you're still planning on doing it, and you got options. You're not tied down to like a 3-year lease where you're all like, oh man, I sunk a lot of money into this lease. I'm in it for my lease completion bonus. Which your lease completion bonus is your money that they're putting into it. But that's a whole other story. Most Transport says, I'm finally number 1 on the list. So maybe tomorrow I might have some options that are good. Yeah, I hope so. Make sure that you get up early. Don't miss no phone calls or nothing. Make sure that you're there ready. I'm going to be in the plaza tomorrow sometime. I'm going to be over there testing out one of my guys. No Hippie says, no, I'm doing PSD and TNT with a former driver. Oh, that's cool. That should be real simple, especially if he kept his CDL. If he kept his CDL, it's even easier because well, I don't know how Salt Lake City is, but in Springfield they just do like the engine compartment, the in cab, and then you can teach them how to back into a spot at a truck stop or whatever. If he can back into a truck stop spot, then whenever you put him out there on the pad, he can back right into one of those parking spots on the pad. And that's part that could be the eval. Instead of doing the maneuvers on the pad and stuff, you can have them actually back into a spot over in the parking area. So it makes it good. Makes it simple. It's simple. I can get a CDL holder done in about 3 to 4 days. Now I'm doing PSD and TNT. Oh, already read that. My bad. Pegleg says 4,000 miles on a P is just a break-in. Run it out for the experience of leasing. Yeah, and the trucks, what I've always heard is the trucks are not broken in. Like they're not even really getting broken in until 200,000 miles. And then they'll run great till like about 750,000 miles. That's whenever you probably need to get some work done on it, like maybe an overhaul or something like that. From what I hear. So, that's a lot of miles. He has a CDL and TWIC. Yeah, that's going to be simple, dude. Like simple, especially if he remembers stuff and he was good. If he still got it, you just pretty much with a student like that, you're just polishing them up. Like you're knocking all the rust off of them, and they'll just do an eval, let them back into the spot. Like it's the same thing like they do for people that can't back on the simulator. Say you have somebody upgrade in here from TNT and they do the backing on the simulator and they get motion sickness and they can't do it on the simulator. They'll bring them over to the pad and, hey, back it into the spot right here. and the person will pull up, back it into the spot, and they're done. It's a little eval. Nothing too serious. As a company driver, you can have someone else on the truck with you. Yes, you can. You just got to make sure you let your fleet manager know. And if I remember right, they need a copy of the driver's license. Like you scan in a picture of the driver's license so they know who's on your truck and who you have with you in case there's any problems. You know, that way they can kind of keep track of it. But yes, you can. If it's a child, I think the rule is above 9. 9 years old is the youngest. I think they have to be older than 9 years old. Martina says, what driving positions are available in New Mexico for drivers? I don't know what you mean. We're over the road company, so like if you live in New Mexico, get ready. You're going to go over all over the US. I don't know what positions are open over there. I don't know if you're thinking about like a dedicated account or like a regional or something like that, because I wouldn't know that information. Like I don't know too much stuff in New Mexico. All I know is in New Mexico is where you get stuck at that Walmart, and I can't even remember where it is, but there's a Walmart over there, and it seems like every time I go over there, I get stuck for like 12 hours at a Walmart and can't get out of there. Like No Hippie says, New Mexico is a dead freight state. Paper Chase says, can't be a CDL holder to ride with you is what I was told. Can't be a CDL holder to ride with you. I haven't heard that. Is that because they think that the CDL holder might try to drive the truck or something? I have not heard that. Oh, well, No Hippie says that's correct. Huh. Los Lunas, New Mexico. That's where the Walmart is? That's a horrible Walmart. Man, I always get stuck at that Walmart. I can't win for losing over there. They built a TA somewhere over there that I had to pay to park in one night. Or I mean, it's been there for a while, but I had to pay to park in, and I was not happy. Because I had to park somewhere. I didn't have a load, and I off-duty drove to the place, and I was like, man, I'm not going to find no parking anywhere. And there was a reservation spot, a reserved parking spot. And I was like, you know what? I'm going for that spot. I'm here. I'm dealing with it. I'm going to go in there and pay for it. I went in there and paid for it. I did not want to. Lonnie's waiting for the final sim class. Yeah, Lonnie, that reminds me. Tomorrow I gotta go talk to somebody. That does remind me. That Loves is pretty nice with a good taco truck outside of it. Oh yeah, I love taco trucks. I went to what's it called? Let's see if I still got it on my Trucker Path app. Because I went to Springdale, Arkansas today, and I stopped at Workman's Travel Center in Lowell, Arkansas. I-49 exit 78, and they had it doesn't say the name of it. Doesn't have the restaurant name. But anyways, I stayed in that truck. I parked in that truck stop, and they had I forgot. I don't know what the name of the burrito place was, but it was pretty much a Subway. It was like a Moe's but they had, instead of steak, they had sliced up brisket. And like, I'm picky with my briskets. You know how us Texans are. Nobody can make a better brisket than someone that's from Texas. We're kind of like, everything's bigger and better in Texas. But I got brisket in my burrito. That was a good burrito. That thing was like this big around, and it was like this long. Oh man, that dude, I tore that thing up. I was like, I want everything on it. Just fill it up, everything. And then I saw some pickles there. I said, I don't want no pickles in my burrito. And then I looked over and saw black olives. I said, I don't want no black olives either. So, but I had the hookup burrito, big burrito, and I got two sodas, one for one because okay, I'm a sucker for this buy two for $2.30 because it's a deal, all right? It's two for this price. Like, you feel like you're getting ripped off if you get one. You're all like, man, I could get such a better deal if I got two of them. I would save a whole 3 cents or whatever it is. But anyways, I got that big burrito and I got two drinks, and it cost me $12.52. I was all like, wow. I said, that's a steal. It's like, man, y'all can send me to Springdale, Arkansas again. I'll go pick up some trailers again. Like, I'm there. The trailers that I get back with, they're all like, we don't know where you need to put this because we don't know nothing about it. I was like, I'm just going to drop it on the yard. Somebody will find it. No Hippie says, I got to play the simulator today. Hated it. I get motion sickness when I play it. Like, not play it. They don't want to say play it, man. Don't. It's not a game. The simulators are serious. It's not a game. But whenever I drove the simulator, I get motion sickness. So like, after I stop, like, I gotta sit there for a minute and like, then I can get out of the seat because that thing messes me up. But I've always done all my stuff on the simulator. I've never said, hey man, it makes me dizzy. I just go ahead and do it and get it over with. Not a fan of the simulator either, no Hippie. Can't hang your head out the window. Yeah, that's true too. You can't be a real trucker and put your arm out the window and hang your head out of it. Like, can't do it. That's funny though. Vomit's correct. Gut truck, roach coats, love them. Yeah. Vomit comic, gut truck, roach coach, love them. Yeah, man, I love the roach coach. Like, I love the food trucks. Man, I can't get enough of them. Definitely a game. They're gonna fire you. They're gonna fire you, man. They take that stuff very serious. They sent a guy home actually in my simulator class a long time ago when I went through it. He kept on going too fast, trying to do whatever. They sent him home. They were all like, "This is serious. Stop playing around on it." Blah 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 blah. And he said, "I'm still gonna play around on it." And they said, "Go home." So they sent this dude home, and I was like, "Whoa!" I said, they don't play with this. Like, you better be serious on it." Why, Mo, you ain't got into an older truck? He's waiting, Hans. He's waiting. And he might, tomorrow might be the day. Might be the day he finds himself a brand new truck like he wants. So like, more power to him. Just some advice we were giving Mo, but he might get into a brand new one tomorrow. We don't know. That's for Tennessee. But sometimes it's better to wait and get into a truck that you really are gonna like and that has the less miles on it. Where a lot of people have their, like, I hear some people that are going lease, like some of my students, they're all like, "Do you get to pick your company truck color?" And I said, "No." They said, "Well, I'm going flatbed. I'm going to pick the color of my truck." I said, "Not really. I said, they're going to give you a list of trucks, and they're going to give you probably like 3 to pick from. You're going to go look at them, and they might be all purple Freightliners, every single one of them. Same year, same everything. Just here you go, pick a purple Freightliner, pick one. Like you think that you're going to go lease, say I'm only going to take a Peterbilt, and it has to be red. Like, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. So yeah, me not picking a color of my truck and stuff like that, being a company guy, it is what it is. But really, you don't really got a choice in it really too much, lease. You kind of do, but you kind of don't. I enjoy older trucks instead of these new trucks. And Hans, I kind of agree with that. A lot of the older trucks, somebody's already had it in the shop and got some of the stuff wrong with it fixed. So like some of the kinks, when you take an older truck, sometimes most of the kinks are already worked out of the truck. So when you get a new truck, when you take off in a new truck, it's going to have lights on the dash. It's going to be beeping at you. It's going to do all kinds of stuff. And you're going to be like, man, something is wrong with this. You take it to the shop. They're all like, we can't find nothing wrong with it. We cleared it off. You start that thing up and drive it out the shop. Boom, all the lights on it. Sometimes you just get like, what I would do is I go over the road in my truck whenever it's like that, when I get a new one. So I'll hit the road for a little while, see if it goes off, turn the power switch off every day, turn it back on. And they slowly start working themselves out. So you really don't have to go to the shop like all the time and they'll tell you nothing's wrong with it. It's just like it has some kinks in it when it's new. It's not used to being ran, Roach Coach are like hole in the wall restaurants on the road. Russell is the sign, better the food. Rustier the sign, better the food. Yeah, and that's right. Like whenever I look for some good Mexican food, I'm looking for the Pepto Pink Bismo building with the forest green trim on it. Like that's where I'm trying to eat. Like I don't want this like nicely painted building or this tiled wall stuff. Like give me that little hole in the wall. Like that's what I want to eat. I'm gonna get better food. I'll pay for it later. Like sooner or later I will pay for it, but that's later down the road. I'll be in the restroom for a while. Personally, I don't need a new truck. I just want a Freightliner with lower miles. I'm good on a load delivering in the morning. So flatbedders delivering a load in the morning and probably back to the terminal finally. Oh, wow. Thanks, Hans. $20 weekly donation. Remember, you Thursday when you come by, your weekly donation's covered, man. No more. Like you're good for the week. You're really good for the month, man. I do appreciate it, man. I like it. I do appreciate it. I feel guilty like I'm taking your money or something. Like I do appreciate it. Han says my truck has 1,000,000 miles on it. None of the DEF system crap. Yeah, students always ask me about that DEF, and I'm like, look, it's just some stuff California wanted us pump in there that's nasty and it's going to get on you, or it's this nasty stuff, and it clogs up stuff and it causes problems and all kinds of stuff. 51 Logistics says Big D passed yesterday at Wilson, at home now, have my license, switched it over, and I will start my 39K next week. Thanks for all the support. Hey, you're welcome, brother. Anytime. And congratulations on passing that CDL. Did you mean to put 39K or 30K? Hey, if you want to knock out an extra 9, man, shoot, more power to you. There's somebody devoted right there. He said, forget 30K miles. I'm going to do 39K miles. Unfortunately, all of the choices take a oh, yeah, unfortunately all the choices take the pig, piss, DEF. Yeah, that stuff is gross, man. And I don't get it. Like they're all like, look, we're gonna put this stuff in your exhaust so it's not blowing out all that black soot and stuff because that's bad for the environment. So we're gonna put this stuff in there. All the black soot's gonna stick to it and set in your exhaust. Then you're gonna have to do a regen later on, and the regen's gonna get the truck super hot, the exhaust super hot, and blow all of that stuff out into the environment. But it's not toxic no more because you can't see it because it's clear now. It's not black smoke. I don't know. I don't get it. I donate to good channels. Your channel is a blessing to the younger drivers. Thank you, Hans. That man, that makes me feel good for reals. I talked to my recruiter. I talked to my recruiter today, and I'm going to do a video probably about it. But I talked to my recruiter today, and what she told me is that she said, "Hey, the information you're putting out is awesome." She said, "Keep up what you're doing on your channel." She goes, "The information you're putting out is awesome. Whenever I have your guys call me, they already are knowledgeable. They know what's going on. They know what they're in for. Like you're putting out great information. They're not thinking that they're going to be making extreme amounts of money and being home every week." And I said, "Well, I try to keep it honest on my channel. Like I try to keep everything like, hey, I'm an open book. What's your question? Here's the answer, or here's the best I can give you. If I know it, I know it. If I don't know it, then I can probably point you in the right direction like a recruiter." And she was all like, "Yeah, I really enjoy your guys." She goes, she said, some YouTubers out there, she didn't name no names, but she said some YouTubers out there, she goes, they tell these guys that they're going to come out here and make all this money and they're going to have like, they're going to be bringing home extreme amounts of money and they're going to be home all the time. And she goes, man, like sometimes I just answer the phone and they're all like, yeah, I want to make this much money a week and I'm going to be home on every weekend. And she's all like, no, that's not how it works. So, it was good hearing from my recruiter today and it was cool. It was nice to get to talk to her. And, it's kind of cool that she actually said, hey, you're putting out good content. And she said that I think she said she watched some of my videos and she thinks I'm doing an awesome job with the channel. So I mean, like that made me feel good today. It really did. I was like, wow. I figured this like other prime people would be like, hey man, you talk too much or something. But it was kind of cool that she was like, you're doing awesome on your channel. Yeah, 30K fat fingers. Man, I thought you were dedicated to TNT. You were so dedicated to it, you were ready to do an extra 9,000. DF equals just got my 30K done today. Thanks for the info. Ready for my upgrade. Man, look at that. People are upgrading left and right. I've been having a big influx number of my students coming to upgrade here lately. It's been awesome. Like I had two people, two weeks ago I had two people. Last week I had three people, and this week I've already seen paper chase. So I mean, like people are coming in and they're upgrading and it feels good. Like I see my guys because all the training that I instilled in them and taught them and stuff, like I like to think I'm putting out safe drivers, and like it just makes me feel better that we have safe drivers out there on the road. And then whenever they train and when they teach people, it feels like they're a part of me is still growing through them. It feels like they're going to be teaching the same stuff that I taught them, the same way I taught them to make their students better. And it's like a piece of me is still alive, growing through them. St. Joe, Missouri. Not everyone can be like no hippie. I was at Prime the other day getting my fuel card and saw you out on the pad that I didn't want to walk down while you were instructing the student. Hey, you could have. I have people always come out there to the pad. Like it's no big deal. If you wanted to come out there, you should have came out there. Like I have people come out there all the time. If I'm super busy, I'm gonna kind of like, hey, hold on a minute, let me help this guy out, and then I'll be right with you, and I'll help my guy out, and then I'll be like, so what's up, man? Or I'll be like, hey, walk with me. We're watching this dude. Walk with me. We'll talk while we walk. I can still get my stuff done with people out there. Plus, it's kind of inspirational, especially if it's one of my students that came out there to see me. It's kind of inspirational to see, like, hey, this is so and so. They were with me like a year ago, and I trained him, and he can tell you a little bit about how driving's been. How was TNT? You know, it's somebody that's kind of been where they've been in the truck that with me out there going, hey, what are you doing, man? Which way do you need to turn the wheel? You need to, which part are you moving? Stuff like that. And then they can like crack jokes and be like, yeah, man, this one time I had Daniel out there, his face was red. All you could see is clouds of vape smoke. I was like, oh no, he wouldn't even talk to me. Or he said, figure it out. Just do something, man. Just don't sit there in the truck. Just back, though. The worst thing you can do is turn the steering wheel the wrong way. You got a 50-50 chance on which way to turn it. Just turn that thing and back up. See what happens. You know, they're all laughing about it. I'm all serious. I'm like, just turn the wheel and back up, man. Just I don't care which way you turn it. Just turn the wheel and back up. We'll see what happens. We can talk about what did not happen. Hello, my friend. Alicia sent me a link to your channel. Hope all is well. Oh yeah, everything's well. Doing great. Doing great. Brian Duncans. TNT really did help out a lot, and I had a good trainer. Will need to work on my backing, but I can get in the box and the dock. Yeah, and TNT, you feel like that you really need your TNT trainer. Like you're all like, man, I'm upgrading. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be by myself. No one's gonna be there to help me. But what you're gonna find out is that you're really better than you think you are. Your TNT trainer seen how good you were, and he kind of pushed you. He's all like mine did. Mine said, "Hey, it's time for you to upgrade." I said, "No, no, 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 no. It's not time for me to upgrade, man. Let me stay. Let me stay longer. I need more time." And he's all like, "No, you got to get off my truck. It's time for you to upgrade." But I don't know how back still. He goes, "Man, when's the last time you woke me up?" I was like, "Got me." I should have woke him up yesterday when I was backing and said, "Man, I need your help." But he was like, "It's time." He's like, "A mama bird kicks the bird out the nest. The bird either flies or sinks, or falls into the ground or flies." He goes, "It's time for you to fly." So he knew I was ready. I didn't know I was ready, but once I got out there, oh, just wait till your first load. Your first load is the scariest one, and you will never ever forget your first load. I swear, I swear to you this. My first load, I remember like it was yesterday. You will never forget your first load. All I'm saying is nowadays we're lucky because we have those little bitty tails now. We don't have those big doors that we would have to shut before we backed up. So I went to a dock that you had to have the door shut when you backed into it. Well, rookie driver over here decided not to shut the fins, or actually just forgot to shut the fins. Like made absolutely no sense not to shut the fins. And I back up and I hear their garage door. Rah! I was like, oh no. I pulled up, shut them, backed it in, went inside, said, "Hey, I hit y'all's garage door." And they said, "Don't worry, it happens all the time." They said, "As long as it opens and closes fine, we're fine with it." And I was like, "Are you sure?" Then I told my dispatcher, "Hey, I hit this dude's door." So he contacted them, and they're all like, "Look, nothing happened. It's good." I was like, I'm getting fired my first load. That's really that's like one of the only mistakes I ever made out there. I mean, let me take that back. I made plenty of mistakes. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not perfect, but that was like one of the only big mistakes I made, because that's a major mistake. I made a lot of small mistakes. Like I backed into the wrong door one time. Thought I was at the right door. I misunderstood a place one time. I thought they said cut the seal off and back into the building because they had me back in on the other side of the building. I thought they said cut the seal, back it in. Sure enough, they opened up the garage door and they said, all right, let's cut your seal. And I said, I thought they said cut the seal. And they're all like, oh my God, we're supposed to reject your load because you cut the seal. And I was like, oh no. I said, what can I do? They're all like, we're going to let you make it this time, but do not do that again, man. We could get in a lot of trouble. And I was like, bro, I was sick whenever he said we got to reject your load. I was like sick. I was like, oh man, what can I do? Like, I just got my whole load rejected because I cut the seal right here at their door. Like, you got to be real careful cutting those seals, man. Make sure that they say, hey, go ahead, break the seal, put it in the back of the trailer, whatever. Hey, what do you want? Like nowadays, I ask them, I say, hey, what do you want me to do with the seal? They're all like, I don't care what you do with it. Well, they tell me they don't care. I put it inside the back of the trailer. If they tell me, hey, bring it to the office, I take it to the office. At least I know where the seal's going, so I know for sure they said break that seal. Remember I ran over the curb and told you I couldn't see in my mirror because your vape was all that I saw? Good one. I've never heard that excuse. Hey, somebody used that excuse on me here recently. They said, I can't see nothing because your vape. I said, the window's down and the wind's blowing through the truck. What do you mean you can't see? And I said, you know why you couldn't see? And he said, no. I said, because you were looking out your driver's side mirror when you should have been looking out your passenger side mirror. That's why you couldn't see. I was driving like later that day and you made me pull over and smoke a cigarette. Yeah, I remember that day. So Paper Chase, he was a little bit stressed this day. I think it was the day before his test, or it might have been 2 days before his test. It was real close to test time, and like he was just running over curbs and just not doing anything correctly, and he was super stressed. I said, man, just get out of the truck. Go over there, smoke a cigarette, and don't get back in here. I actually told him to smoke a cigarette and call his wife and talk to his wife before he got back in that truck. And he went over there, smoked a cigarette, got back in the truck, and started driving great. And I was all like, so what'd your wife say? Did you tell her how, like, did y'all just talk or what? Because I told him, I said, don't even tell her you're having a bad day. Just talk to her. He gets back in and like we're driving, and I was all like, so what you tell your wife? Tell me you didn't tell her you were having a horrible day. And he said, no, I actually didn't even call her. I said, what are you doing? You didn't do what I said. I told you to call your wife. Because I was thinking maybe him just hearing her voice would kind of calm him down, chill him out some. Pegleg says, my first load was a deuce and a half. Army truck from Long Beach Goose Creek, South Carolina. Scary time fold. Yeah, everybody remembers their first load. Han says, my first time backing, I went into a place, didn't open the doors. 45 minutes later, they come out and say, open your doors would help. See, I'm telling you guys, your first load that you go do, you'll never forget. You'll never forget because you're so excited and you're so nervous and stuff that you're like, oh man, like I'm going to mess up. So the whole time you're thinking about messing up and you're thinking of trying to say, did I do everything right? And you miss the simplest stuff. like opening your doors, maybe take your lock off, maybe shut your fins. I mean, the littlest things that like are causing you issues. And they probably like they let them sit there for 45 minutes before they came and said something. So they were probably laughing about it too. My load was shingles. See, I stick Jeff on you, Tennessee. You see that? Every time you say something, he's gonna be like, "Hey, got a question for you." No, just pad. PSD. Okay, I was about to say just pad. Jeff, you should get a hold of him, man. Highly recommended trainer right there. I'm telling you what. Tennessee Flatbetter taught me everything I know. And I tell all of his students that. He's very humble and he says, no, that's not true. He taught me, but I learned everything I know from Tennessee Flatbetter. Awesome guy. Brian says, I have people looking at me because I get out and check like 10 times. I don't care. I'm looking. That's what you got to do to be safe. Like, I don't care how many times you get out, like, at least you're being safe. Because the one time that you're like, man, I got this, I ain't even going to get out, is the one time you're going to hit something. He says, LOL, flatbed, no seals. Somebody, oh, who was it? I can't remember who, but somebody had a flatbed load that they had a seal on. It was something on the flatbed that required a seal. And like they were all like, that seal has to be intact. I don't know. It had some equipment inside of a box that was like worth, I guess, a lot of money. But I remember somebody was all like, yeah, I had a freaking seal on it. I wonder what was in there. I bet it was worth something. And I was all like, really? You didn't know what was in there? He goes, some machining stuff or something. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, he had a seal on a flatbed that he had to account for. Who was it? Because they were complaining. They're all like, that dang seal was all torn up because it was flapping in the wind and stuff. He's all like, I figured I was going to have to freaking tarp the load just so the dang seal wouldn't fly off. I don't know how you reefer guys keep those seals from falling off. I'm all like, it's on the backside of the trailer. The wind doesn't blow it around like that. I really hope I get to drive a truck one day. I'm a little discouraged. Why are you a little discouraged? Oh, because your ticket. I remember now. Yeah, it's better to find out now, though. It's better to talk to a recruiter now and find out the true answer. Like at least you'll have peace of mind. Like you're all like, okay, this company won't hire me, so I'm going to start looking for the next one that will. Like your options ain't out of there just because Prime won't be the one that hires you. So, and I'm not saying that they won't hire you because of that ticket, but make sure you get with a recruiter and find out. Knowing is going to be a biggest help I can give you. I gotta go. I'll come check out at the terminal before I roll out. Thanks for all your training. You're great. You are great. Twisted Big D. Thank you, Paper Chase. And hey, it's great seeing you. Hopefully, I get whenever your wife gets here and you come pick her up, you come see me so I get to meet your wife too. I know I'll be seeing y'all probably in some YouTube videos once you get your YouTube back up. Brian says, "Where y'all be careful. I'm out hitting the bunk. Got a early start tomorrow. Be safe. Be safe out there, brother." All I think about is driving a big rig all day. Well, y'all should split the recruiting bonus. Hey, if Tennessee Flatbed will train you, you can give it to him, man, because it'll make it easier for you to get on his truck. Tell him to hurry up and get a channel so you can get all that information. That way you can watch his videos so you can start studying. By the time you get on his truck, you already know some stuff. Jerry, what's going on? Jerry's the man. You know what Jerry did the other day? He came to see me at the pad, and he said, "Hey, man, I'm gonna go pay Justin because I owe him $100." And Justin told him, "Hey, man, don't worry about it, bro. It's fine." And he said, a man's as good as his word." And he paid him for eating that hot chip. I don't know if y'all remember when he ate that hot chip, but he ate it. And Jerry said, "I bet you won't. I bet you $100 you won't go the full hour." And Justin did. And Jerry came down and he paid him. He's like, "Here's your money." Like, that's awesome, man. That's a good person right there. Somebody that's like, "Hey, I know it was a long time ago, but I finally got here and I'm able to give you the money. Here it is." That's awesome. So it's good. So now you are dedicated, not dedicated. I'm probably going to be regional, is what I'm hearing. But like No Hippie says, hey, you've been a lot. What he comment on that video? He said, "You've been a local driver as long as I've known you." What was my most intense load? Most intense load. My most intense load had to be probably one of the Tyson loads I picked up in Arkansas. It was a 2-stop load. You stop in Arkansas and then you stop in, I want to say, Oklahoma. And then from there, you go to, I can't remember where that load goes to. It probably goes to California. But there's this road in Arkansas that I found out that I never want to drive on again. I never want to be riding in a truck or any vehicle on again. And it's called Arkansas 27. And I will always remember Arkansas 27. And I never want to drive on it again. And it is scary. You're going up the side of a mountain back and forth, working your way to the top. And it's through all this protected forest. And, so their roads ain't that good. Half of the white line on the passenger side is cracked and fell off the cliff, and it's nothing but cliff down there, and all you can see is the top of trees. And as you're doing these hairpin turns, man, the back wheels of the trailer look like they're falling off the cliff. They look like they're just hovering over the edge, like you're gonna die any minute. And there's no more room because your mirrors look like they're about to scrape against the side of the mountain. And it's a 2-lane road, but it's a narrow 2-lane road, and cars are coming down every curve you get to, man. And you're having to keep the foot to the floor because you're losing speed, and you don't want to roll back down this son of a gun to get your truck moving again. And yeah, you're not that heavy because you only have half the load on there, but man, it was a horror story. I think that was the worst experience I've ever had. And first time I went on it, my trainer drove it, and I was scared. Second time I went on it, my teammate drove it, and he was all like, "Man, you gotta help me out, man." I'm all like, "Stay wide, stay wide." He goes, "I'm against the mountain." I'm all like, "Stay wide, stay wide. Your tire's over the edge. Stay wide, stay wide." I'm looking out that passenger mirror. I'm like, "You're gonna kill us." And then I caught myself one time, and I took it for the third time, me driving, and it was horrible. I will never go down that road again. I will turn around. I will back up to the next street, whatever I have to, and I will turn around and go the other way if I ever see that road again. Not doing it. And the first time when my trainer went on it, I had no idea what it was called, so I was like, whatever. It was the first day I was in a semi truck too, and he took that road. He goes, "I'm gonna drive today because it's not a fun road I gotta drive on." And I was scared, and I was like, "I don't know if I should do this. Like, this is horrible." Like, I was like, "Oh, I can't do this, man." He's shifting gears. He's downshifting, upshifting. I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna die. It's over with. We're gonna die. That's it." And then, shoot, the second time I went down it, I was all like, my teammate was driving. He was all like, "This road is crap." And I was all like, "Where are we at, dude? We shouldn't even be here. Like, this is not made for us." And then the third time I said, "This is that same road." And I said, I'm never, ever going to forget this. I'm thinking about getting it like tattooed on my forehead just so I'll remember, don't ever go down Arkansas 27 again in your life, or it will end your life. Knowing is power. Got to go to the shower, hit you up Thursday, and maybe another donation. Thank you, Hans. Thank you, Hans. I already got my weekly donation, man. That's awesome. I appreciate it every time. Peg legs is my best and most interesting load was a 1953 Caterpillar Road Gardner from South Dakota to Nebraska, Texas. Librator, I don't know. 1953. Man, I talked too much for mine. I should have just said, hey, I went down Arkansas 27. It was horrible. My most messed up load was a East Longolius. I think y'all just hearing gunfire at night. Yeah, and that's not fun. Going to Compton, California was another place I had to go to. Shipper told us to stay inside the gated area. Do not go outside. Yeah, I've been to Compton before, and they told us the same thing. And it looked rough over there, too. Like, you see it on the shows, and you're all like... You see it on the shows and stuff, Compton and stuff like that, and you're all like, oh, man, people just hanging outside. Yeah, they're gangsters and stuff like that. You go through Compton, you're all like, holy crap, this is not a place for me. Like, I'm going to get shot over here. I'm going to get mugged. I felt like everybody out there was Debo from Friday. I'm just looking around. I'm like, Debo, y'all put y'all's chains up, man. Put your chains in your shirt. Debo's coming. What's up, Debo? You know, I felt like I was going to have to go crawl through somebody's window. I was about to say, look, I'm the fat guy. I'm like Craig, man. I'm the fat guy. I'm not going to fit through the window. I weigh too much. You need a little guy like Smokey to go through the window. Where's Tennessee Flatbetter? Get your skinny self through that window. You're going to be the one robbing the house. Not this guy. I'm the fat guy. That was a good history. Arkansas 27. Now I know what not to do. Yeah. I was crying like a girl too. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't crying like a girl. I was scared. I was horrified, but you know, I wasn't crying like a girl, but definitely don't go down no Arkansas 27. It's no good. Well, guys, I hit my hour. I will anybody that has questions and stuff like that, save them for next Thursday. Whenever hopefully me and Tennessee Flatbetter will be on for another live. And I'm out of here. Good night. See y'all on the other side. Like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell. Get my latest lives. Get my newest videos. Also, in the description, there's a link to fill out an application and get my recruiter. My recruiter's good. Don't forget to drop that referral code COXDJO. Also, my phone number is 417-894-80